So, you did it. You saved your first $1,000. And seriously, a huge congratulations is in order. That is a massive milestone, something you should be incredibly proud of. It's a real achievement.
But now comes the big question. What do you actually do with it? I mean, do you just stash it under the mattress where, yeah, it's safe, but it's not really doing anything? Do you finally go out and buy that new gadget you've been eyeing? Or is there a smarter, way more powerful way to make that $1,000 bill the actual seed for a much, much larger fortune? Okay, so let's get right into it. The two biggest mistakes people make at this exact stage are pretty common. First, they spend it right away on something that, well, isn't going to grow in value. Or second, they just let it sit in a regular old bank account where inflation slowly eats away at its buying power. We want to avoid both of those. The whole goal here is to make this money start working for you.
And that right there, that's the crucial point. You have to think about this money differently. This isn't just $1,000 to go spend. No, this is the launch pad for your entire financial future. Think of it as a tool for building powerful habits, for gaining confidence, and for starting the journey to real sustainable wealth.
So, how exactly does this whole launchpad thing work? I mean, why is there so much fuss over just $1,000? Well, it turns out that how you handled this first $1,000 has this kind of disproportionately huge impact on your future. Let's break down the 3 key reasons why this is such a pivotal moment for you.
Okay, first up, the power of compounding. You've probably heard of it. It's where your money earns returns, and then those returns start earning their own returns. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. The earlier you start, the more time you give that snowball to get huge. Second, it's all about building momentum. When you successfully manage this first chunk of money, you prove to yourself that you can do it, and that creates these amazing habits that will serve you for the rest of your life. And finally, risk mitigation. Let's be real, you're probably going to make a few mistakes. It's so much better to learn the ropes with $1,000 than with, say, $100,000, right?
All right, let's get into the actual step-by-step game plan. Now listen up, because the very first move isn't about getting rich quick. Not at all. It's what we call a defensive play. It's all about building a secure foundation so you can build your wealth on solid ground, not on shaky sand.
And this brings you to your first big decision. It's like a fork in the road, and which path you take depends entirely on your current situation. So, path A is for you if you have no emergency savings. Path B is for you if you're carrying any of that nasty high-interest debt, like from a credit card. Let's break down each one.
Okay, so if you're on path A, your entire $1,000 is going straight into what's called a high-yield savings account, or an HYSA for short. Just think of it like a supercharged savings account. It's completely safe, you can get to your money when you need it, but the key is it pays way, way more interest than a typical bank account. This becomes your buffer against life's curveballs, a surprise car repair, an unexpected medical bill. It's just financial peace of mind.
Now, what if you're on path B with that high interest debt? Well, the math here is actually super simple and really powerful. I mean, credit cards often have interest rates of 15, 20, sometimes even 25%. Paying that debt off gives you a guaranteed return that's equal to that interest rate. Let me tell you, you simply cannot beat a guaranteed 20% return in the stock market. It is without a doubt the single most effective financial move you can possibly make in this situation.
Okay, so once that foundation is secure, you've either started your emergency fund or you've paid down that nasty debt. Now we can switch from defense to offense. This is the growth play. And believe it or not, the asset with the absolute highest potential return is you.
Yeah, that's right. Before you even think about the stock market, I want you to consider allocating a small portion of that money, say maybe $150 to $400, to yourself. Investing in skills that boost your earning potential and investing in your health, that's a true financial strategy. It really is the foundation upon which all your future wealth is going to be built.
So what does that actually look like? Well, increasing your skills could mean buying an online course to get a new certification, or heck, even just buying a few key books in your industry. And boosting your well-being? It could be as simple as getting a quality pair of running shoes that keep you from getting injured, or signing up for a gym. Just remember, you can't build wealth if you're burned out or sick. It just doesn't work.
Okay, so your foundation is secure. You've made a small investment in yourself. Now it's time for the final step. With whatever's left over, this is the compounding play. This is where we put your money to work in the market to really start growing for the long term.
And trust me, it's so much simpler than you probably think. There are really just 2 steps. First, you open a brokerage account. This could be something like a Roth IRA, which offers incredible tax-free growth for retirement, or just a standard taxable account if you want more flexibility. Then, step 2,
You use the money in that account to invest in what's called a broad market index fund, or an ETF.
So what on earth is an index fund? It's actually really simple. Instead of trying to be a genius and pick individual winning stocks, you just buy a tiny little piece of the entire market. So for example, an S&P 500 ETF, something like VOO or SPY, gives you a share in the 500 largest companies in the US. A fund like VTI gives you a piece of pretty much everything. What this does is it gives you instant diversification for a super low cost. You're not betting on one company anymore, you're betting on the long-term growth of the whole economy.
So, you've done it. You secured your foundation, you invested in yourself, and you made your very first market investment. Awesome. But hey, this isn't the finish line, not even close. This is just the start of playing the long game. So, what are the next moves that are going to lock in your long-term success?
There are 3 things that are absolutely critical from here on out. First, automate everything. Set up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts every single month. Even if it's just $50. Consistency is so much more important than the amount. Second, keep learning. Always stay curious. And third, and this might be the most important one, be patient. This is not, I repeat, not a get-rich-quick scheme.
And you know what? That really is the secret sauce. The incredible, kind of mind-bending growth you get from compounding. It doesn't happen in a year or two. The real magic happens over decades. So your job is just to stay consistent, stay invested, even when the market gets rocky, and let time and compounding do all the heavy lifting for you.
So here's the bottom line. That first $1,000 is an incredibly powerful tool. It's your ticket to get started on this whole journey. So the real question is, when you look at your own life, which of these steps are you going to take first? Are you building that emergency fund? Are you tackling that debt? Or are you ready to start investing? You've got the roadmap now. All that's left is to take that first step.